Peace be with you. Welcome back to my channel for another video, another spiritual download. If this is the first time that you're coming across my channel, I promise you, you're in for a treat. The treat is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us Most High God, because 9 times out of 10, if you came across my channel, Spirit does have a message here for you. You were not guided here by coincidence. I repeat, I do not believe in coincidences. I do, however, believe that everything happens here for a reason. If you're returning back to the channel, then listen, you already know you're coming in with your higher self because you're my soul tribe. That's why. And this ascension, oh my God, y'all. I didn't know I was gonna die like this. Oh, muerta, what happened? Oh my God, this ascension. And you know, every time the ascension is really hard on me, every level they say has a new devil, right? And oftentimes that devil is you just simply shedding light on your shadow. Yeah, something that could have been lying dormant, something that was lurking beneath the surface, maybe that you did not want to admit. Listen, this death was real deep. I think I might be still going through it, so I could be speaking to you from the dead, but the transformation is something that's definitely worth it. Here's the thing. With every death and transformation, in my opinion, and what I've come to the understanding of, is that the greater the calling, the greater the death. The greater the calling, the greater the gift, right? Because at every new level, you need power from on high, right? You're getting these new gifts. You're getting these new clairaudient type of senses. Your senses are being heightened. I'm trying to find my words to explain it, but some of it goes without saying. A lot of it is not something that you can explain with words. It is just a feeling. It's a vibration. It's a knowing of what it is that you're going through, but you're trusting the process, right? And it's something about surrendering yourself totally, completely to the Most High God. Is there not something in that that really gives you this energy of gratitude for knowing that you are in the secret refuge of the Most High? A lot of these deaths are silent, or at least they start to become silent the more you ascend as a master, the more you ascend as a master who's mastered themselves at many, many levels at this particular lifetime, right? And so in that, I was like, whoa, yo, what is going on with this situation? And it's interesting because I had somebody that triggered me by way of their situation. And I can't say that I really admitted that to myself until I was actually going through my death process. It's almost as if you're getting new DNA upgrades, new physical body upgrades. I looked at myself in the mirror today. I look younger. I look brighter. My eyes look brighter. My body feels lighter. There's a lot of things going on. Ooh, did that rhyme? Okay. All right, Neff. Right. Who's going to celebrate you if you're not celebrating you? Because I promise you, your Ori, your spirit, the spirit that is on the inside of you is the one that will go the furthest for you. Listen, you need to celebrate yourself and be your own cheerleader at every single death, transformation, and a rebirth, even if it's not something that people know, even if they don't get the spiritual memo, it's not for them. The more you start to get into that natural Virgo energy, high vibrational hermit energy, and going within, it doesn't matter if people realize that you've changed or not. Yeah, because it is the Most High that you're seeking this validation. It is the Most High to whom you give this gratitude. Yeah, you understand that death ain't no joke. Sometimes it feels like you're really dying. Well, I have a little commercial break. Surprise, you're actually dying. Okay, yeah, that was a little facetious. That was a little sarcastic, but in a real type of way. Let's keep it a buck on the spiritual block, because the spiritual block is hot. I've already called in my pro protection. I pray that you've done the same. I call upon the highest of white lights, only the highest of white lights. Anything other than the highest of white lights, please and thank you, Holy Spirit. Listen, just denounce it. Let me tell you something. The mother freaking spiritual block is hot, hot, hot. Did I not just do a reading last night? And what was the first card to come out? Spirit is like, how many times do I have to let you know and everybody else know that your destiny is marked by the Most High? It is not to be touched. There are people that are marked that are not to be touched. Period. Like, I don't even know what else to say about it. Oh my God, y'all. Bear with me just a moment. I had to get something from out of my nail. I've been cleaning, scrubbing. My hands are clean, but my nails look a little rocky. But listen, that don't even matter. The ego has to die during the death. It's not that you're submitting yourself to anybody else by way of what it is that they need you to be, and or getting into this humbling mode by way of being a slave to people that want to control you. No, this is you being in service and or obedient to the Most High God, to whom which all praise is due. Thank you. Listen, Eight of Pentacles, you're about your Father's work. The Eight of Pentacles is toil and labor. The Empress is out here doing the work. This death that you had to go through, that you are going through, you're being tested to see if you fully and totally, completely understand the assignment. So whereas you feel as though something could be pulling and or tugging at you, this is really the chastening of the Most High, testing, molding, shaping you. You are proven, tested, and tried by the Most High. Because remember, the enemy can't touch you. The Knight of Pentacles is you moving forward in earthly matters. Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles gives me Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn energy. Let's talk about the Capricorn energy. Capricorn is your desires, right? Virgo is the hermit, you going within. Taurus represents your patience, you being the Hierophant. You having divine contracts in this Eight of Pentacles, being about the Most High's work, again, to whom all praise is due. For every breath that you take, it is a level of gratitude. There is a feeling of something that makes you feel happy because you know your story if nobody else knows your story. Yeah, don't look back, Spirit says. Yeah, at least you turned your roads into a pillar of salt. And if you should so happen to, then you need to understand that by way of the memory that you have, the imagining faculty of the past, it is how you see things. It is the glass half empty or full? So when looking back at your past, if you need to do that, because every life is a story that needs to be told, and at this point, all you can do is use your story as a testimony to either help somebody else and or to remind you of your revelatory experiences. When has the Most High ever forsaken you? Never, ever. Even when it seemed like things was about to go down. Remember that one time? And you're like, oh my God, how am I make it? This was you in the spiritual closet, crying out, screaming out, begging, having a very human experience that had absolutely nothing to do with the spirit that was within you. The spirit within you knows the destiny. It knows the routes. It was very, very calm and always knew that the Ace of Pentacles was yours. But you are being tried. You are being tried by the Most High. You are on trial, divine beings. You are in spiritual court on trial to make sure, you know what that Eight of Pentacles means and that Empress energy means, right? Because everybody wants your crown. Nobody can take your crown. Somebody actually prayed to take your crown. Well, listen, that didn't happen. The Five of Wands is competitive interest, okay? Somebody competing with you silently. But here's the thing. You are a teacher. You are a leader. You are somebody that is here to help other people ascend to their highest good. You are the living word. You are the living word. Listen, don't be confused by what things appear to be, as faith is the evidence of things not seen. You called back your power, you claimed your spot, and now you understand that there's work that needs to be done. This was about you surrendering yourself totally and completely to the divine. If your health has been going through what appears to be dis-ease in the body, you're getting to the root of the issue, literally getting to the root chakra of the issue. There could have been some type of violation, right? Ex-lovers, maybe you thought you released them. All right, you need to let that energy pass. This is about floating. This is about being light in every sense of the word. Light as in not being weighed down. Your burdens are light. And light as in light and dark. Let there be light. I'm going to need you to keep up. Somebody's taking notes. Mental note. Listen. Shout out to the people that are watching this on their smart TV. I love it. Always wanted to be famous. I'm just being real. Just being honest. Listen. Shout out to the people that are having tarot card party readings, sitting with their friends, watching their favorite tarot card truth tellers on the TV. Some of you are watching for entertainment purposes only. Some of you really are getting the downloads. King of Cups is very significant. Scorpio, Pisces, and or Cancer keeps coming up real strong. That energy overall for me, Divine Collective, is not isolated just to the water signs energy. But what it is letting me know is that the water signs are the water signs are absolutely embodying psychic energy. But what it's letting me know is that overall, the collective is getting into a psychic and or intuitive energy by way of what's at the heart of the matter. This is giving me intuition. This is giving me love. Yeah, you're breathing very deeply. You're breathing in a way that is helping you go with the flow, not against the grain. Somebody's feeling very relaxed by getting this message. That is a blessing. I thank the Most High for using me, for using my voice, for using my gift to help you. Listen. Yeah, in your ear gates. Yeah, listen. The words are very clearing for you. The words that you think are clearing your energy. You're very satisfied with being in this position. This is a self-gratification that is not that of being conceited and or egotistical. Okay? This is not a big ego type of an energy. The self-gratification is really the joy and the love that you feel for really being about your Father's work. Listen, you're understanding how to alchemize the energy, probably more so now than ever. Again, this death is essential. It is essential and vital to your very existence. It is essential and vital to your path. You're starting to understand that. With the Ten of Swords being here, this was about you forgiving people. Again, maybe they didn't deserve it, but guess what? You can't take fear where you're going. It absolutely cannot go with you. Everything is fine. This is what this is giving me. Maybe you were suffering somewhere in your physical body, okay? Every ailment has some type of spiritual reason for it. For those people that are having heart issues, right? Some people are walking around with the blocked heart chakra. Some people need to get to the heart of the matter. Some people really honestly need to forgive themselves. Some people don't forgive themselves for being loving to people that maybe didn't have the same love to give back, and that's okay. Listen, this is about calling back your power, calling back your light, because you're going to need it where you're going. You're feeling very light. I'm getting love and light. Archangel Michael, can you please help me with this energy? Why is the King of Cups, Empress, Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles here? And the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is silent competitions, but there is no competition. You're in competition with yourself. Yeah, listen, I just said everything is fine. The Ten of Swords is you becoming more at peace with what has happened to you. You're shedding light on your shadow. The sun represents the light. The sun represents Leo energy. The sun represents us going into fire, understanding how to use that element by way of either destruction and or Purification, okay, is what I'm getting. There's parts of you that literally have to be destroyed. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of being. Sometimes, you know, even though we have really good intentions, you have to remember that we are being chastened by the Most High God, if nobody else. So if the Most High allows it, so mote it be, right? If this be my cup, let me drink from it. If it's not, let it pass from me. And it's just that symptom. Maybe you're having some symptoms. It's just that simple. Somebody could have been having some ascension symptoms, nasal congestion, back pain. You know, the back pain represents you having stability. Why? Because your back is what holds you up. From a metaphysical standpoint, it represents fear. Okay, represents violation. Maybe there's old lovers that you're still carrying in your solar plex. Could be lovers that you've had since the beginning of whatever your sexual history is, and that's very possible. You're learning how to alchemize that energy. You are becoming a very much more powerful healer. Okay, now how will you use this power? Archangel Michael, what else do we need to see? What else do we need to see? This is about having a savior's complex, okay? Yeah, listen, this is about a savior's complex, y'all. Yeah, this is about a savior's complex. Queen of Swords represents you using your sword. The sword is always the mind for me, mental. Using your mental to become the magician and or paint the sun back into your life, as one of my beautiful readers always says, paint the sun back into your life. Shout out to that beautiful reader. She's very essential. I love her so much. Listen to me. Painting the sun back into your life has shed light on things that you need to heal. This is how you know that you've made it to a level spiritually where you've mastered yourself so much so that you're willing to take them and they out of the equation and or your thoughts and conversations, and you're only saying I. Because I can come to you all day long and be like, oh girl, he did, and she did, and they did. We know what the karmics are doing. They've been doing it. They will continue to do it because that's what they want to do. But the moment that you take that and you eliminate it by way of using your Leo energy, this fiery energy, and you destroy that way of thinking, right? This is about a death. You destroy that mindset. It's very toxic. It's very sour. We know what happened. Justice is here. You're the Queen of Swords. Listen, in a very, very vibrant way, I'm being guided to take the Queen of Swords, so I'll be obedient in doing that. The Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, and or Capricorn energy. You're learning how to balance out wisdom with your earthly matters, right? Wisdom is the air. Why the air? That's your spirit that's going with the flow. How do we go with the flow? Sometimes the wind, this is air sign energy, blows us towards what it is we need to be and or do. So you are obedient with that. But to go against the grain is when you decide to put yourself in a battle with yourself. Why would you do that? It's a really hard thing to watch when somebody's fighting against what it is that should be, right? Yeah. What will be, will be. And once you download that, once we download that, and we really get it deeply rooted into our system by way of this new body, by way of this new mind, because that's what the Ascension is really about. It's a purification, right? Once you download that, your walk is going to be easier. It says your burdens will be light. You won't feel heavy. You won't feel weighed down by the energies that are just simply going with the flow, be it good, bad, or indifferent. But because you're on a certain channel, because you're in a certain frequency, you're now out of this Nine of Swords energy. This is anxiety, depression. You know what causes anxiety and depression? Sadness and sickness. Because this is going against the grain type of an energy by way of not being able to get over the shadow, right? What's happened to me? Oh, I was hurt when I was 10. Oh my God, when I was 5. Oh, my mother was on drugs when she was pregnant with me. That's why I'm this way. So it's almost like this. Do you want to walk? Well, pick up your damn bed and walk. This is what Jesus said. This is what Yeshua HaMashiach said to a man that had been complaining for years. sitting in the courtyard, just complaining. They're like, oh yeah, there's brother such and such. There's sister so and so. Oh, don't mind them. They're a little crazy. They've been sitting in the courtyard for 10, 15, 20 years. Yeshua HaMashiach walked them. It's like, how long you been sitting here? Oh, I've been here for 20 years. Yeshua HaMashiach was like, what have you been here for? What are you doing? Oh, well, my mama did this to me. Oh, well, my daddy did this. So this person went on and on and on and on and on. Yeshua said, listen, pump your brakes. I don't know why people think that Yeshua HaMashiach was a punk. He was real honest. He was a great example of how to speak your truth. He's like, look. Okay. He like, but you don't understand. My sister did this, and then my brother. He's like, You've been telling this story to everybody that passed by here in the courtyard. Every time somebody passed by, you got a problem for every solution. He said, listen, man, you have the power to forgive. The Most High is giving you everything on the inside of you. I'm going to need you to wake up. The guy was like, but I can't move my legs. Why? Because from a metaphysical standpoint, he felt as though something was holding him back. And really, in reality, there was nothing holding him back. He was always the one that was holding himself back. Right? So then he was like, but no, let me let you know, Jesus. Jesus was like, look, I'm not about to sit here and listen to all of this. I ain't got time to fraternize with you and your scornful self. That's not wise for me to do. I got people I got to go help. I got somebody I got to go cast out a demon that got lesions all over their body. So I'm going to give you this right here before I step. This is how Jesus talked to him. Keep it real. Keep it a buck. Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, listen, do you want to walk? But my legs. Jesus like, look, I don't care about none of that. Don't you tell me about your mama, your brother, your duty, the dog, the cat, everybody holding you back. Listen, the lady over there up the street. Okay, look. We're not going to talk about those people because they're not here to speak for themselves. There's your side, sir. There's their side. And there's what actually happened. And the Most High knows what actually happened. However, I'm going to need you to be about your Father's work in this Eight of Pentacles. Would you like to walk? The man said yes. He said, pick up your bed and walk then and get the hell up out of here. You've been sitting here 20 years. You took 20 years of your life sitting here, worried about this, that, and the other. And it had absolutely nothing to do with you walking. The guy said, oh my God, you healed me. No, he didn't. What he did was he awakened you to what was already on the inside of you. Your legs could always move. You could always move forward. You just absolutely needed to give yourself permission. Listen, anxiety and depression, from a metaphysical standpoint, is somebody that's not living in their truth. Somebody that's not healed. Right? Everybody's got a story. So as soon as you start to feel more important than somebody else and go, oh no, but this is what happened to me. Oh no, but this is what happened to me. People try to outdo each other by way of the bad that has happened to them. How many old-fashioned conversations have you had? How many trauma bonds do you have where you meet a guy, you meet a girl, and she's like, yeah, well, the last person I was with, he cheated on me. And, my mom and dad, they was on drugs. And then she been telling everybody that story. She is the person that's in the town. Girl, do you want to walk? Why are you sitting here with the new guy telling the new guy about what happened 15 years ago? Would you like to walk? Then I'm going to need you to pick up your bed and walk. What is your bed? Your bed is your purpose. What is your walk? Your walk is your purpose. Why are your legs not moving? It is nobody holding you back. Least you give up your free will. I'm going to need you to get into the Queen of Swords energy by way of wisdom. You may very well need to cut your old self off. You could be irritated by the sage because you the demon in the room. I'm going to need you to ask for deliverance and get delivered. Listen, and pick up your damn bed and walk. The Nine of Swords is here. Anxiety, depression, listen, stress. It says your burdens are light. So anything opposite of joy, love, peace, happiness is not of the Most High God. This is how you know that you could very well be holding yourself back. Yeah, listen, it'll never be a plan that will allow you to work for the Most High. A lot of this is an illusion. But you don't understand. Oh, I do. I have my own story. Right? We all have a story that needs to be told. When you start to feel too important, just remember you're a little bitty, tiny speck in the middle of the galaxy. And I don't want to say that people don't care, but there's a whole bunch of stories on this planet. Some of them you could not even live one day of. There's somebody in another country that's trying to figure out how they're going to get water for the day. You don't have any problems. Now, that's not to compare our trauma and say that one is greater than the other. just to be grateful for staying in your lane. Walk your walk. The Most High says, don't question why I allow things to happen. You don't know why I let things be the way that they are. Right? Yeah, the Empress here. This is about the divine masculine stepping up. Fell right on top of the King of Cups and the Empress stepping into their divinity. Even though we're going through these cycles, what good is it going through these cycles if you're not getting what it is that you need to get from each and every death, transformation, and rebirth? You're going to have to do some type of self-audit, some type of mental check, monitor your own thoughts. It doesn't matter if you're trying to save your husband, or if you're trying to save your sister, if you're trying to save your boyfriend who now has had an awakening. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. Listen, you are the high priestess. You belong to the Father, the creator of all things, whatever you want to call it. Mother Nature, Obatala, right, is the God that is under Olodumare, whatever you want to call it. The God, the Most High God that goes by many names and many times and many lands, right? Allah, Olodumare, whatever you want to call it, God, the Most High God, whatever you want to call it, whatever you conceive that all-knowing source and or creator of every single thing in existence to be. It doesn't matter as long as you show respect to that, right? And don't fear the relationship with the Most High. It is a very honest relationship, right? It's a very honest relationship. Can you imagine somebody sitting there with the creator of all things lying? People do it all the time. People sit in a room and lie to themselves. Some people have been lying so long they really believe their lies. Listen, you are the high priestess. With that comes a lot of respect and dignity that you have to have for yourself. It is not an easy path. Because as you encounter people, show me more, Archangel Michael, please, and thank you, angels. Divine, can you please give me access to the angels? Yeah. As you start to understand this walk and just how serious you must be by way of the truth, you will decide consciously to pick up your bed, your purpose, and walk. Nobody's holding you back. Nothing is holding you back. So what is it that you're so afraid of? 9 times out of 10, you're afraid to be who the Most High created you to be. And if you're not doing that, then who are you deciding to be? The 8 of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment. Pick up your bed and walk. The shackles on your feet that you thought was keeping you down, you're the one that put the shackles on it. You know who the shackle is? The shackle was that baby that you lost 10 years ago. I'm not saying that to be facetious. I know, because I lost a baby. It is a shackle. Okay, why? Because in reality, it happened. So I have to deal with reality versus whatever my imagining faculty is telling me that I'm still in by way of 2010. I'm going to need you to bring your mental focus into the current moment. Today is really all that you have. Yesterday is gone. It can't come back again. You can sit on today and give today over to yesterday, but why would you do that? Because now you're stuck. There's nothing you can do with that. Yeah, the 8 of Swords is a self-imposed imprisonment, and the only person that has the keys is you. What are you trusting in? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe that the Most High has created you to do? High Priestess, we are under judgment in spiritual court. We're being chastened and molded by the Most High, not because the Most High hates us. The Most High is a creator of good. The Most High has love towards us. A God that corrects us, right? The King of Pentacles, again, favor amongst man and favor in the earth. Listen, divine unions. That divine union is really with you in spirit. Some of us have made coming into union with our twin more important than we have our relationship with the Most High. I need to let you know, by way of making that mistake before in my life, that you are in spiritual violation. So when the chastening comes down by way of the Mercury retrograde and you're being molded and shaped and tossed to and fro in spiritual court, and you trying to figure out how the hell you still bothered by what's his name from 18 years ago, that's because you never really dealt with it. Yes, you kept going. Okay, but it is the mind that needs to be renewed by the way that it is thinking. It says that Be ye renewed by the renewing of your mind. You have to become brand new. You cannot take the old self with you. Unfortunately, you're going to have some type of funeral and or ceremony for who you used to be and what people needed you to be, or whatever the dynamic is as it relates to you being accountable for your walk. You're going to have to let that go. Listen, that was a real tight got commercial mother freaking break. Oh, I'm not exempt from getting the message. The Two of Pentacles. This is about balance. This is about truth. This is about honesty. This is about you being obedient. The Two of Wands, having a choice. You can go back or you can go forward. I recommend that you go forward. Why? Because everything else has failed. Everything else has kept you in some type of stuck, stagnant energy. So why are you going through this slow self-sabotaging, slow suicide type of an energy? But you don't understand. I was beaten. I went through a domestic violence situation. Listen, I'm going to need you to pick up your bed and walk. I'm going to need you to seek the Most High first. Because no matter what the situation is, and I say this with love and discipline, and some type of love that's coming over me right now, that I don't want you to feel as though I'm making your story out to be something that does not deserve some form of sensitivity by way of love for you. No, what I'm saying is you are responsible to walk this walk. So take your power back and assume your position from your abuser. Now listen. You could be a slave or you can be a master. That is up to you. That is a choice. But my mother beat me when I was 5. I know. And you're 45 now. So I'm going to need you to seek and ye shall find. Have a vision or you're going to perish. Because if your vision keeps going back to when you were 5 years old, listen, you're going to keep being 5 years old at 45 years old. And then that 5-year-old will start to live out by way through your relationships. And you wonder why you keep getting with people that seem to be the same person, that seem to remind you of the abusive mother. Why? Because you become a slave to it. You become burdened by it. Oh, but I got a degree, honey, and I've been to school and I got a good job. Yeah, but you still 5 years old. Mentally, you still hurt. Oh, no, I'm good. Okay, well, that's fine. Or if you're good, pick up your bed and walk. Let's go. Because I'm not going to have an old-fashioned conversation with you. It's not wise for me to get into your sickbed as a teacher, as somebody that has made it to this level. I will not compromise my seat by way of aiding and abetting you in some type of demonic-ass toxic hold. And again, I don't want to be insensitive to things that I've not experienced, but I understand pain. I've not been exempt from that. I've been tested by the spirits. I've been tested by the gods. I've been chastened by the demons because the Most High allowed it. All for me to sit at this level. That's a true story. All because I had to understand something to get to this point. You are not exempt, Divine Collective. You understand this story. You understand my story. Well, what do you mean you've been chastened by the gods and the spirits and the demons and the da-da-da? I don't know. Listen, I just showed up to fulfill this spiritual contract. One day it's a wrap. But I had a lot of spiritual contracts. For 11 years, I took 2,000 calls per day because it was preparing me to sit right here with you on today. Okay, that went over somebody's head, but I'm going to need you to pick up the bed and walk. Everything that you've gone through is preparing you to do something. This is pain versus power. This is slave versus master. You have to make a conscious, deliberate decision to put your own foot on your own neck. Now, when you see the girl in the street or you pass one of your enemies, you're going to get tested. What is your physical body telling you? Did you feel a heat go through you? Oh, you still angry at her. That's not doing her a disservice. That's doing you a disservice. That's a spiritual self-injustice. Why would you do that? 8 of Swords. Dark night of the soul. 9 of Swords. Why are you trying to save everybody else but yourself? When you have to call on the creator of all things to save you, listen, the wheel of fortune is here. This is about trusting the universe. This is about understanding that you have every right to be here, just like the trees, the birds, and the stars. It says in the scriptures, don't worry about what you're going to eat or wear. For some of us, that is a real literal thing, right? There are people on the planet that are starving, that are going through hunger. Walk your walk, do your part wherever you are on this planet. Even if you're just offering up a prayer for people that need some type of food, right? And or just what they need, their essentials. Some of us are just here to pray. This is about obedience. This is about self-reflection. This is about knowing that, hey, Nephilim, the angel goddess, is not going to be on this platform forever. Because when I should so happen to ascend and the Most High tell me to go do my spiritual work like Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad, I'm going to be obedient. I will have left you with whatever it is the Most High told me to leave you with. And I hope that I was very, very transparent in letting you know that I'm not speaking at you, but with you. Listen, I care about your life. I care about my life. I'm extending this to you by way of what the Most High is asking me to do. And I tell you the truth. Okay? Some of you haven't had a conversation with the real Most High God in a really long time. It's time to have that conversation. It's very scary. Why? Because you have to admit some things. The Fool represents faith for me, taking a leap of faith on things that you know you need to be doing. I bind the spirit of procrastination. You could be being guided to be on a public platform. Stay in your lane. No, you won't be like him, her, them, they. But you will attract the people that you're supposed to attract by way of your authenticity, by way of you being who it is that you are. Everybody's not going to like it. Those aren't your people. But because you've made it this far, are you really going to pick up your bed and walk and sit here and be concerned about a gang stalker or somebody that comes into the comments and calls you the B word? Listen, you ain't got time for that. That's the same spirit that attacked the father that used to physically abuse you. I'm going to need you to not get triggered by what I just said. This is how you know that you're moving forward. What could you have done at the age 9 when your father hurt you? What could you have done at the age 4 when your mother abandoned you? Excuse me. Nothing. You're dependent upon adults at that time. But now here you are, 39, 36, 37, 42. Are you still the same little hurt little 8-year-old boy who didn't get attention from his mother? And this is why now you're in relationships and wondering why it's not working out. Because that was your first love. That was your first teacher. Was it fair that you got abused? No. But this is destiny. You chose this path. There were also people on assignment that knew who you were. I'm going to need you to pick up your bed from 8 years old to current and walk. I'm going to need you to stop reliving that situation. I'm going to need you to stop giving power to the devil. Don't give the devil no glory is what I just heard real clear. Listen. Yeah, love. Everybody wants love. Is this my soulmate? Is this my person? Are we this? Are we that? Are we that? Are you your person? Are you your soulmate? Do you like yourself? Would you date yourself? Are you okay being alone? Do you know what being lonely and being alone is? They're two entirely different things. But if I'm suffering from abandonment from the first man that hurt me, maybe he wasn't around, maybe he abandoned my mother, then maybe I can't live without a man. Ooh, that's dangerous. I need a man. I need love. But wait, what do you mean? If you're not giving this to yourself first, then how the heck you're going to offer it to somebody else and you truly don't like yourself? This ain't about your clothes. Your body looks great. Your hair looks amazeballs. Your nails look absolutely fantastic. But do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? Forget the love part. Let's put that here because we're working towards that, right? Do you like yourself? Are you doing for yourself what it is that you're asking somebody else to give you and or reciprocate in return? That could be a lover, a friend, a cousin, a mama, a daddy, whatever you are having, whatever expectation you have by way of your connections and or relationships. Here lies the issue in this transformation, the 9 of Swords and 8 of Swords energy. It's not easy as we go into the Leo season. Fire and desire. What are you asking for? Who are you thinking that you cannot live without? Out of all these people on the planet, you mean to tell me you still mad at the man that ran off and married somebody else? What are you talking about? Maybe that was his judgment. Maybe that was somebody for him. Maybe the Most High guided him there. You still mad at your son's mother? You still mad at your son's father? Maybe the Most High just brought y'all together only to bring that child into the world. So you're going to have to put some type of blessing on the experience. Baptize all of your trauma and remember it by way of being a blessing. Well, how do I do that? This is what the Eight of Swords is, the Nine of Swords is. It's a human experience. It's so earthly. It's so human. It has nothing to do with your spirituality. Your spirit knows the route. But how do I move on? He was my twin flame. Oh, I know. How long you been sitting there telling that story in the courtyard? 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 20 years. Wake your ass up. Come on and get this spiritual work. Do the spiritual work. Get down and dirty with yourself. Roll your sleeves up. Become transparent and naked in the presence of the Creator of all things and say, Most High, I'm ready to be honest. I'm ready to walk in my truth. I know I have a degree. I know I have a 5-bedroom home. I know I have a BMW, a blah, 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 blah. Okay. Search me, Most High. What is it that you need me to see about myself? Why do I keep attracting these situations? Let me be responsible in that and help me to be this person that you've designed me to be by way of the way you see me, Most High. Because if I put my eyes on myself, I'm a complete and total failure. I'm still angry because that was so unfair what somebody did to me. I'm going to need you to take your power back. The conversation could also go by way of you sitting in the projects in one room with roaches from wall to wall, from the window to the wall, to the sweat drop down your spiritual balls. Okay, listen, that was a rap song from a couple of years ago, but I needed to break up the monotony. And the Most High has granted me commercial breaks. I'm not going to curb my enthusiasm in a very sad situation because I'm not obligated to stay in my sickbed, and I definitely will not be a teacher, leader, and or the high priestess and empress and feel obligated by way of my spiritual contract with you all over the world to get into your sickbed. It is not a noble thing for me to do. I'm not doing you a favor by becoming a crutch. Conversation could go the same way. Sitting in the projects, sitting on food stamps, right? Whatever you doing that you got to do what you got to do. Guess what? Conversation is still the same. Hey, Most High, it's me. Can you search me? Tell me what's going on with me. Show me how and what I need to do to be better and or stand up to what it is that you're calling me to do. If the tears are not flowing as of yet, you have a lot of work to do. The tears are a beautiful way that the Most High has given us this internal valve. Your body is primarily water. How do you get delivered? By way of tears. Because now you realize that the psychotropic medication is not working, and now behavioral health is saying, oh, well, we're advising that you meditate. Now behavioral health, by way of the world, is having to admit, oh, you were going through a Kundalini experience. Okay. Oh, you mean to tell me that I was only suppressing my natural spiritual gift? As I'm saying this, I feel something pressured to my heart right at this moment. Just so y'all know. My heart is always being tested. My God is always weighing my heart on the scale to make sure that it's as light as a feather. It's a great responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. The conversation is the same. It's not about your worldly possessions, Queen of Pentacles. Everybody can be the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's just for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. No, boo. That's for you too, water signs. That's for you too, air signs. That's for you too, fire signs. I gave you two scenarios. One lady sitting in a house, 5-bedroom with everything laid out. And then somebody else is sitting in the projects, maybe one room with one pair of shoes, and they don't know how they're going to get their children some food the next day. Listen, the story is the same. Has nothing to do with what you have, but the world will paint the illusion that it's about what you look like. It's about what you have. No, it's about who you are. It's about having a purpose-driven life. The universe is very, very fair, right? What are you saying to yourself? Watch the words that are coming out of your mouth. What conversations are you having over and over with who and why? Question yourself. You have the right to check yourself. I remember going through a dark night of the soul. And I'm like, why did I do that? Like, I said, Most High, search me. The Most High was like, okay, I'm going to show you yourself. I didn't have no hair, no nails, no clothes, no shoes, no nothing. I was just naked. On a figurative sense and a literal sense. Sitting in a body of water. Wailing, crying, didn't know where the tears were coming from. Begging the Most High, listen, what is it that I need to do? Because apparently, I keep trying to live up to what my mother, father are telling me. And that's just not working. And I'm a preacher's child. Believe it or not, everybody on my father's side of the family, Justice is here, by the way, my aunt, come from a long line of preachers. On my father's side. But I will tell you something else. On my mother's side, I'm going to have to write a book about it. Let me tell you something. So what expectation was I living up to? All my life, I was in Christian school. That is a very true fact. All I knew was the Most High and the Bible, and I believed it, and that was it. But I always knew that something else had to been going on. I was like, nah, something is missing from this Bible. Even when I would read it, things were spotty. I'm like, it's more to it. So when I was 19, I went into the Nation of Islam. I studied under Minister Louis Farrakhan. Shout out to Farrakhan. He has good intentions. I learned about Muhammad, Master Farad Muhammad. I read the story of Malcolm X. I tried to understand what was it that was missing. They're like, oh, my sister, come on in. Salam alaikum. And I'm like, wa alaikum salam. They said, no. You have to cover your body. I was never naturally raunchy. Never really promiscuous by nature. That's just never been my spirit, right? But I liked the way they worked together. I liked the way the diet was. I liked the things that I was learning. The reasons that I left was because I was on a journey. I was simply passing through to get the meat and spit out the bones. So at age 19, I said, Most High, show me who I am, right? What is it that I need to see? And this is when things started to be revealed to me. They were like, oh, my sister, listen, there's more than 66 books in the Bible. I said, what? I always felt like that. Even when I was reading the Bible, when I sat down to literally read the Bible in order one time, I wanted to be a minister. And they're like, no, women can't be ministers. I'm like, okay, well, what am I doing here? You mean to tell me I got to stop smoking weed? Oh, damn. All right. The Most High was like, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that. But I'm going to show you something, right? And then they showed me and taught me information that I had never been exposed to. And then I started to have an understanding about myself. That story is to be continued. That was a commercial break. Listen, the hangman is here. This represents that you'll always be stuck and stagnant when you're refusing to walk in the truth. Everybody's told a little white lie, right, to save themselves. Everybody has. None of us are exempt. But then you have to ask yourself, why lie? Why you always lying? Stop yo lying. Listen. Some people are lying because they just don't want people in their business. Well, you should just tell them, listen, that's none of your business. What they gonna do? Get mad? Because you're not giving them your business and you telling them what you're going to do with the information once you get it. Some people don't like the fact that you're mysterious, that you are a keeper of the secret, so they question you. It is a spiritual interrogation. Okay, so do you live by yourself? Oh, okay. How much you pay over there? Why? When you get your new car, is your car payment high? Why? Oh, okay. You just got one child? And people call it getting to know you, but in reality, you're coming off in a way that you're at peace with your shadow. They notice that you really ain't talking about your past. So now they want to know how you got to this position. What is it about you? And sometimes people are asking you to see if you're still bothered and or triggered by the past. And then you get into, yeah, well, you know, my son's father, he abandoned me. He was a heroin addict, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the story, right? All the while, you are the highest in the room. You are the ascended master. And then you start to have an old-fashioned conversation, and then that person wants to outdo your trauma. They're like, girl, well, that's nothing. My son's father did X, Y, Z to me. You like, ooh, that's nothing. Oh, no. Then you trauma bonded. No, you mean to tell me you trying to outbad me? Oh, no, my story's worse than yours. That ain't nothing. And then when they can't do that, they start telling you other people's story. Girl, that ain't nothing. My friend, oh, she went through it. Oh, really? And then you just in a dark place. Then you in the 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. The devil comes pretty. The devil smells good. That is the spirit of gossip. That is a trickster spirit. It tricks you back into the shadows. It takes really powerful people to say, you know what? I don't have a past. I remember when I came into one of my relationships and I stopped talking about the guy before the guy. And the person was like, well, who are you dating? What happened? I said, I don't have nothing bad to say about none of my exes. That person looked at me like, what? I still failed the test later on in the relationship. Just so you know, I'm not perfect, but I do recognize by way of self-evaluating where I made my mistake. Listen, the past really don't exist no more. Yeah, it's about forgiveness. The 10 of Cups is you coming into a union with yourself and or your soul tribe. Your angels are saying, we're giving you messages. We're giving you synchronicities. We're telling you to walk away. And you keep trying to mold and shape everything to fit your narrative of who it is that you need to do. I mean, who it is you need to do. That too. You might feel like you need to do somebody too. Maybe you feel like, but this is my soulmate. But wasn't it just the same one that you saved your yoni from to get rid of? Okay, somebody that you need to do. I was going to say what it is that you need to do. You start to mold and shape it. Oh, but I can't leave him like this. He's finally going through his awakening. And you still in the 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords. It's a savior's complex. It's foolish, right? Who am I? Who are we? What are they? Whatever it is, it's just what it is. Hence the fact it's the giving, it is what it is type of an energy. This is the way that you need to move forward. And then I'll tell you about the one time I sat with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Listen, I've been on a journey. One might think, well, you mean to tell me you didn't commit to any of those religions? No, because I knew that I was always on a journey passing through. On a journey to do what? Finding myself, understanding who I was. It's a true story about my life. And then after that, I understood meditation. And I came across somebody and they're like, ooh, be careful when you meditate. You might open up a portal, you don't know. I was in a Zen type of an energy. I understood the story of Buddha. These are true stories about my life, behind the scenes. These are the secrets that people want to know. Well, how the hell, what the hell, who the hell, what the fuck? Yeah, then I needed a cleansing one time and I was like, oh, okay, what's tarot? Never had a reading before. Had a reading. And the person was very enlightened. I remember him just looking at me like I was some type of angel. And he was right, I was. I am. I didn't know it. I was depressed, sad, getting stabbed in the back, cheated on, just lost a baby. I was lost. I was so broken I couldn't even sit up straight. Why? Because I was broken. My posture was humped over. It was a form of scoliosis. Why? Because life had broken me. But I needed to be broken, or however you want to say it. I needed that. I can sit here today and laugh. It reminds me of the Buddhist proverb that says, once you really figure it out, you're going to look up at the sky and just crack up. People are going to be like, oh, you crazy. It says that in the Bible. That people, like one time there's one story where the Holy Spirit came down and people were worshiping and praising, and they're saying, look at them. Ooh, what's wrong with them? They were just laughing hysterically. And they called them crazy because the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, came down and revealed things to them about life. And they realized that there really was no fear. There really wasn't anything bad. It was all just very much an experience. But they called them crazy. That's a scripture in the Bible. Maybe somebody will tell me where it's at. Because again, I just put it in my heart when I read it. I can't remember the scripture. Or maybe I didn't want to. Let's be honest. Let's keep it above. Yeah, this is about you moving forward. Okay? Are people gossiping? Are they watching? Are they spying? They absolutely are. But when you're doing the right thing, you don't give a damn who's watching. Because what you are is a great example. How they feel about you has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and how they're processing their 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords energy. Now, when we say karmic cycle, when we talk about karmic veil and karmic hell, this is what we're talking about. Because they want to stay there. They're the people in the courtyard that don't want to pick up their bed and walk. Could be a spirit of jealousy, anger. Why is Nephilim shining? Why is she shining so bright? Why she get to sit up here? Why did her platform grow that way? Why is she getting all this money? Why? Stay in your lane. You don't know what this person had to do to get to this point. Because if I told you and I only give y'all like less than 1% of my story, I promise you, you wouldn't believe it. But guess what? I'm not here to say my story is more important than yours. I'm just here to let you know I got a story too. So when you hear me laughing, when you hear me saying I'm so glad to be here with you, if I told you what I had to go through to get right here on this day at this time at this hour, woo, Lord, why would we even have that old-fashioned conversation? Doesn't matter. I'm here. And this is why I'm happy. This is why I can sit here and laugh. Right? When you send me stories telling me about what's going on, when will the pain stop? When will the black magic stop? When you get the keys back and take them from out of whoever's hand got your power. Okay? It's not what's wrong with you and your body. It's who's wrong with you. And 9 times out of 10, the who is you. Right? Yeah. This is your message though. Okay? The download is a little all over the place, but that's exactly how it came out. I make absolutely no apologies for it because this is what the Most High wanted me to say for somebody on today. Somebody's waiting on this message. Somebody's going to get it, and there's going to be a group of people that won't get it. There are people that will click on the video. There's somebody that is going to click off right when they get triggered. Listen, that's okay. For those who need to hear it, hear it. For those who can see it, the Most High is going to allow you to see it. I love you though. Until the next video, as always, peace be with you.